Fortune telling too. Alright, hello all you crazy people out there. My name is Dragonite and welcome back to Harvest December. In the last part, Kohai and Sune and whatever her name is had their fortunes told, and we didn't hear explicitly what it was, other than that it was going to happen in the winter. And this time, I take it that the kid who's on the top screen right now is going to have her fortune told too. I've heard she has a good reputation. I think it's weird a god would read fortunes. Gods are supposed to be the creators, aren't they? You are too caught up with the details. Gods is the details. God is in the details. Also, was it alright, do you think? I turned to look at the line behind us. I didn't mind lining up, but the moment we joined the line, the other students ushered us forward. Were they trying to be considerate, I wonder? Think of it as part of sponsor benefits. Yuki seemed uncomfortable jumping the queue. Her sense of fairness told her that she should wait like everybody else. I looked out of the window nearby. I imagined this would be a long day, but before I knew it, the sky was already tinted with the colors of evening. The door opened. Kohai! You come too, Misaki. Kohai looked surprised to see us there. Girls have a thing for fortune-telling, don't they? I sighed. Hey, that's sexist, Sune complained, but she looked happy. Well, is it worth the hype? Yeah, probably. With that, they both walked away. Yuki and I looked at each other and shrugged. Misaki and Yuki Towada, I presume. You must be our midwife. Yes, I am. Well, Misaki, before we start, I want you to take a look at this. Next time. But I'm almost at 100 matches. I stopped before she could pull out the photographs. You're a god, but you're telling fortunes. You ask the same questions as Kohai does. Kami went on to explain her miracles using the examples of seeds and time. Apparently, she had made the same explanation to Kohai and Sune. I thought just as much, judging from the rumors that had been spreading about you. So, when do you want your miracle? By winter. Before my child is born. Ha! Akami laughed into her palm. For some reason, her laugh sounded strange. I know, I can tell. She was still laughing. I thought she might double over in glee. What is it? And will it be how you both want it? All will be how you both want it to be. That means... Yuki leaned forward. That means things will be severe, Akami replied. So long as it turns out how we want it to be, then I am satisfied. Akami's response didn't sound too optimistic, but even so, Yuki smiled. We'll be alright. It's me and you. Yuki's hand felt comfortable as she slid them into mine. Them? Both hands? If it was a part of the miracle, then it wouldn't be too bad. We both met Mikami's golden eyes. A static buzz popped through the intercom. We now pronounce the 78th Tagami has come to an end. Thank you all for joining us. Closing. Alright. That was short. Also, does that, fortune teller say the same thing to every dang person who, walked through the door? Because I get the feeling that she does. Anyway, several people yelled orders to clean up. Large banners and wooden signboards piled up in the middle of the school track field. Logs were piled up around the rubbish to form a bonfire. Once there was enough material, we were all to set it alight after the party. I believe that's the picture that was on the, title screen card for, this chapter. I think that's enough. Kohai looked up at the piles of wood. Once the fire was lit, there would be no stopping it. Everything would burn to cinders. Finished there? Misaki asked as he walked close. Yeah, the rest will be handled by Mizukami. Then I guess we'd better get other stuff done for the after party. I have to help Sune clean up too. Might be better to just do something about the raw ingredients. Cleaning up after the decorations can be done later. Yeah, you're right. There was so much to do, and they were both busy enough as there were. Cleaning up the shop, which could be done the day after, was on low priority. Kohai folded his arms and tried to figure out his routine for the next couple of days, but he was so tired it was difficult. Shall I go help Marino instead? My, Street Pass light on my 3DS keeps blinking, and it's very distracting, and I don't know why, because as far as I know, there's, nobody around me to Street Pass with, and it's weird. I don't know if maybe it's just, news updates from Nintendo or something like that, something silly. Shall I go help Marino instead? You'd do that. He decided it would be better to let Masaki think about their schedule instead. He really couldn't pull it together now. Wait a minute. Mizuho? Huh? Mizuho grabbed Misaki's wrists. This one still has work to do. Come with me. Huh? Huh? Misaki must have been tired too because he didn't put up much of a fight when Mizuho and Mizukami-san dragged him away. Oh yeah, our incarnation of Satan, aka Student Council Treasurer, was looking for you. She said you'd get punished if you didn't come see her soon. Mizuho looked over her shoulder. Kohai was left alone. I guess that means more chores for me. Taking a deep breath, Kohai noticed the air was cool despite the crowd. Looking around, he noticed it was getting dark. He watched the shadows flitter across the ground like paper puppet play. Today was utter chaos. It was impossible to keep law and order. The classroom was littered with documents and empty bento boxes. During the daytime, the sunlight filled every single space in the room. Now that it was evening, the shadows were more prominent. How is the bonfire coming along? Yori was still flipping through receipts and counting the invoices. Zuho will handle it fine. I don't understand it, but somehow she gets more energetic the more people are around her. Yori stopped inside. Did you manage to take a look around the festival? Do you think I had the time? Sorry about that. Why are you apologizing? She sighed again. She was meticulous about her work, so it came as no surprise that she hadn't taken a break. You, however, seem to have enjoyed yourself a bit, senpai. She shot him a look sharp as daggers. It was impossible to hide anything from her. Fortune-telling, Nonsense, I'm sure, but I suppose it would provide some entertainment. Apparently, it's not technically fortune-telling, but making miracles. I find that hard to believe. Well, it is a real god doing it, you know. What kind of miracle? She said that my wish and Sene's wish would come true. Senpai, if you think I deserve some time off, then... Yusuji? Will you take a break with me? She pointed towards the roof. The door to the roof was heavy, and it took some effort to open. Whoa! A cold wind rushed in, causing Kohai to cover his face with an arm. The wind was shut away outdoors, he thought. Now that's a strange expression. It sure is. Everything went by so quickly. The clouds were moving fast, traveling through the colorful evening sky. Kohai hooked his fingers through the wires of the fence. He stared at the sky above him. The clouds dispersed, and the wind slowly died down to the gentle breeze. He dropped his gaze towards the track field. He could see Mizuho directing people to build the bonfire. By nightfall, they would announce the results of Miss Tagami High School and begin folk dancing. He turned and leaned against the fence. Just resting his body against it made him feel so much better. He hadn't realized how tired he had been. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mayora said as she walked through the open door. I was trying to find this. She shook a hot water bottle before him. What's that? It's over. Without answering his question, she walked straight towards him and sat down. We still have the after party. Where we all dance hand in hand in a circle happily? How nice. They won't miss us. They can dance as much as they want. She patted the concrete floor beside her, inviting Kohai to sit. I just need a break. She opened the hot water bottle and passed the cup to Kohai. It's good when we have hot water in the student council room. It's cold today, so we better warm up. She filled his cup with hot tea. Then pulling off the cap, she tossed it on the floor. Cheers, Kohai-senpai. Lifting the water bottle up in a toast, she began to drink directly from it, emptying the entire contents. I'm pretty tired. I thought if I kept myself busy, I wouldn't need to think about other things. She dropped the empty water bottle on the floor. It hit the concrete with a clang and rolled away. Yusuji, are you alright? You're acting funny. No, I'm not alright. I think I've gone mad. When Sakura came to cry on my shoulder telling me that you turned her down, I was so happy. Were you watching us? You must have a problem not with just your personality, but with your ears too. I'm telling you, she came to cry on my shoulder and told me everything. As a friend, as a rival, I feel like this is the right time to lose my mind. Yuri turned to face Kohai. She inched closer and closer. Kohai thought he would get sucked into those large eyes of her. She said you took her too lightly. Her voice buzzed in his head. Kohai felt his body rock forwards as if his energy was being sapped out of him. Sakura tells you everything, doesn't she? More like she doesn't give a damn anymore because it's all over for her. It doesn't matter if she told me everything because it wouldn't change anything for her. I'm sure it would have been fun, being with Sakura every day. But then you would have been left with nothing. She's too light for me. You speak as if she's an object. Maybe, but it wouldn't have mattered much to me whether she were there or not when I went on with my life. You wouldn't have cared if she was dead or alive. I never said that. That escalated quickly, Kohai chuckled. Then what's heavy for you? Sanae. Kohai held his breath, realizing how easily he had answered the question. Light or heavy, you can only tell because you have created a standard for yourself. I thought it would be natural for you to choose Sanae Marino. Before I knew it, everything was already decided. What was decided? My life. Nobody had a doubt. From the day he was born through the time spent till now, every single minute paved his path in life. Time would bring him to one place. No one could say if it was good or bad. Before he knew it, the path he assumed he had the freedom to choose was already a hard paved road, and it had rails on it too. He wasn't allowed to stray from it. He couldn't escape. Take a deep breath, and out. That's it. Mayuri stroked his back, encouraging him to breathe. He felt like being resuscitated. Why should I live my life with Sanae tending the shop? I thought life had more freedom, more choices. No. Life is a burden, and it is filled with terrifying things. Yeah, it's heavy, but since when? Since when did I come to this point where I couldn't choose anymore? You've been poisoned. Poisoned? By Konno-senpai. Without him, you wouldn't have doubted your life with Sanae Marino. You would have been satisfied walking down the road everyone expected you to take. But Konno-senpai gave you the ability to think. He gave you a choice. Choose freedom. Freedom? My having to choose who I want to be with, the guilt being trapped all this time is freedom. Yes. It takes that much more to gain freedom from what pulls you down. Life is like gravity. You don't even notice it, but you're already being pulled down with the weight you carry as you trudge on. Before you know it, you've already paved a path. But you still have a choice, Senpai. Because you noticed. You noticed there are other possibilities before you walked that way. So what? That doesn't reassure me at all. Because you have the wrong idea. Of? Freedom doesn't equate to salvation. I see. Kohai smiled wanly. That's why... Her lips brushed against his ear. I'm the one that's right for you. Her words flowed into his ear like warm melted butter. Ew. That's an interesting metaphor. That's an interesting, simile. I wouldn't be so heavy if I would be a burden. I wouldn't be so light that it wouldn't matter. I can understand what you want, the liberty you need, and I can forgive you for it all. You know I can, don't you? Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't mind if you want more freedom. I don't expect you to live a certain way, and I am not as possessive as Sanae Marino. I have to say, she kind of is. Like dragging him to the roof and what have you. Whatever. That sounds promising. I can give you what you want, Kohai-senpai. But would you be alright with that, Mayuri? You have to understand, I'm just as influenced by Konno-senpai as you are. This is my experiment. I need to know if I can do this. Put my thoughts to the test. You're in the center of it all, so... A sharp pain. Mayuri bit down on his ear? Why? Let's try this out. Our experiment. Alright. His mind was in a buzz, but he took the bait anyway. Not too heavy, not too light. That would be just right, wouldn't it? Heard that? Mayuri called out, her voice carrying through the still air. Why hadn't he noticed? There was a figure standing by the door. It turned and quickly and fled. That's... You know who that was. Why was she here? It doesn't matter. That was Sanae Marino, the girl you just got rid of because she was too heavy. With every word Mayuri spoke, Kai felt the weight lift away. Then a thought crossed his mind. As the weight lifted and he felt lighter and lighter, what would be left after that? He didn't want to know. It's getting cold. Mayuri clung onto his shirt. She was warm and comforting. Kohai's mind was spinning. He felt as if his head was heated and stuffy and numb at the same time. Then he felt another warmth at his back. Turning his face, he saw a tower of flames. The bonfire had been lit. The sun had finally set. Folk dance. How long have I been going for? About what? 14-ish minutes? Alright, I'll end this off here. That's a decent length for video. So, there's the bonfire, the picture that's on the title card for this Union in October chapter. I hope you all enjoyed that. My name is Dragonite. I will see you all later.